Welcome everyone to round 3, the final round of February 5th Star Wars Unlimited Locals Night over at the Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Once again, if you guys are looking for a place to play some Star Wars Unlimited, check out Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Thursday nights, 6 p.m., $5 entry. And, well, we got some interesting leaders for you all today, and I do like interesting leaders. Folks, I do like interesting leaders. Our final 2 decks here are going to be Vos Force Blue against Rio Red. All right. I like what we got here. So anyways, the Vos Force Blue, funny enough, deck here is actually this player practice round to see whether or not they wanted to take it to a PQ or big event coming up. So they were trying it out. So we'll talk about that. First, Vos on his front side states, action, tap him. You may discard a card, a 6 cost or higher card from your hand, and then give a unit that is 5 or less ambush for the turn. So ECLing out a unit for the cost of a 6 cost card or higher. He comes out on 7 with 5/7 on his backside that states, action, you may pitch any card out of your hand and give any card in your hand, any unit card in your hand ambush, of course paying its cost. So he's a fair-sided ECL leader on his front side. He becomes very bad and kind of dumb and a little unfair on his backside. And with the Force Blue base, meaning that if you attack with a Force unit, you gain the Force, meaning that we have the ability of all those great Force units. So basically, we're just ECLing out cards to beat stick our opponent, and we have a lot of Force units in our deck, so we can grab the Force and then utilize some of our powerful Force cards, like Karis and Talzin's Assassin, to utilize that Force as well. And a Rio Red, Rio Durgent, of course, is a JTL leader. Of course, one of our piloting leaders. That states, action, pay 1, tap him. You may attack with a vehicle unit. It gets +1 and +1 attack and Saboteur. He flips on 5. If you flip him on the ground, he's a 3/5 with Saboteur. But if you flip him and attach him to a vehicle unit, he gives a 3/5 health upgrade as well. But also on his backside, the vehicle unit is attached to gain Saboteur, but if it's a transport, it also gains an extra attack point as well. So we have a space strategy against a force strategy. That's what we're kind of playing here. So without further ado, let's get into game number 1. Here we go, folks. Game number 1. Let's see who is going to start it out with. Some interesting hand here. We're going to vote for the Inspector Shuttle. We can name a card in our opponent's hand. If our opponent has that card, we immediately be able to gain an experience token. So they just named a card. Clearly, you don't have any idea what your opponent's playing, so the Inspector Shuttle doesn't work. But you need transports to really make Rio Durgent work. We're going to go for a drop of a Karis as well. Ooh, Luke Skywalker in the hand. But then again, it's not too bad that you can play Luke Skywalker, because again, Rio is already green, meaning that you already have access to triple copies of Palpatine's Return, which allows you to play a Force unit at 8 cost or less. We're going to go for the Banking Clan Shuttle. We're going to go for then a Power of the Dark Side to kill off that Banking Clan Shuttle. Does come in hidden as well. But of course, the Inspector Shuttle got murked off there. So we're going to probably see a lot of transport style vehicles on the Rio Durgent side, because you want to be able to attach Rio Durgent to a vehicle. I'm surprised they didn't go for the... I guess they need the 3 resources to pay for the Banking Clan Shuttle, because Rio Durgent basically, instead of being a really bad leader, decided that he needed to be a super bad leader because of, he couldn't just tap to allow a vehicle to attack. So anyways, we're going to go for a Talzin's Assassin, paying the Force to immediately kill off, give a unit -4/-4 for the turn, for the phase, and being able to give that to the Banking Clan Shuttle to immediately kill it off. And then we're going to go for the heavy support gunship on the ground. That's action, tap them, and then you can deal 2 damage to a ground unit. Again, that's just another transport, so we're going to see a lot of transports for the Rio side. What I do see in there, I think I saw Palpatine's Return in there. Again, you do have to have you do need to ambush something out with, of course, Dryden Voss. You can't, I guess you technically could just throw and pay. So anyways, that is a new upgrade card that came out of course, Secrets of Power, that allows you to attach it to a vehicle unit. If it's a transport vehicle, then you can basically create a spy token here. So we're going to go throw out the Bird Lady here, and then immediately be able to burn the Force to me. Look at the top 5 of our cards and grab a Force unit. Dryden Voss is going to trigger, of course, here to, of course, let it let it ambush out here because it's 5 or less, and we're going to then decide if we want to go for the hit off of the spy token here. So we're just going to hit the spy token here, and then I don't know why we still have. Yep, there we go. So we off of the bird lady there, we were able to grab, of course, Darth Nihilus into our hand as well. We are able to pitch off the Luke Skywalker as well, meaning that we now have a target for that Palpatine's return. We're going to flip for the Rio Durgan here because we're at the 5, meaning that we're now attached to a transport, meaning that we also give it +1 and the Saboteur, so it gets +1 attack and Saboteur here. So it's a pretty big okay transport. Again, I don't know if I guess Vos does have space unit. We did see an Avenger here, so I'm able to swing a whole lot of damage here, but unfortunately the ground is just getting a little out of hand here. As a reminder, Vos still needs 2 more resources to flip for the turn, but again, being able to go for Palpatine's return and then being able to reduce the play costs here of like a Luke Skywalker or something like that is still pretty nice here. But unfortunately, Luke Skywalker does have to pay out for 9 because you still have to play it out for its normal. Well, I guess no. I don't know if you pay the well, no, I guess you still have to pay the cost. Yeah, it just reduces the play cost of it by 8. But the problem is Luke Skywalker is a heroic unit, so you still have a penalty attached to it as well. So if that's how that works, I'm not 100% completely sure. So anyways, we're going to go for, of course, another Thousand Assassin and give that give the Rio Durgan -4/-4 for the turn. Which, okay, yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice here. So anyways, then we're going to attach yet another upgrade to it as well to give it even more health points. And then we're going to go for, of course, the Bird Lady to hit that. I think that's the Ion weapon. So anyways, we're going to swing and then we're going to trigger the Ion weapon to immediately be able to rest. Yeah, I think that's the Ion weapon from the Ion Cannon from, I think that was a JTL card. Anyways, we didn't get the Force here. We're gonna swing don't know why we killed the Karis off here. Oh no, okay, no, I know what they did. They tapped down, they tapped the I don't think they swung at the base. I think they tapped the effect of the platform to support. So it looks like the game is quickly just going to go to their Rio Durgan. Looks like it's going to claim game number 1 here because, again, now I'll be able to swing with the thing that is shielded and it has so much damage counters on it to it. And again, the base here is only 28, so there was only, this is 22, 6 points left. The Rio Durgan killed that easy. So game number 1 goes to Rio Red. Okay, liking it. Let's see how game number 2 goes. Game number 2. Let's do it. Both sides are finishing up their resourcing here. We're already going to just start off with Vos immediately, deciding to immediately start off the plays here with starting off with a Karis, which you kind of want to do. You want to be able to immediately start getting that Force ability here so that you can utilize the Force trigger as well. So immediately going to start off with the Inspector Shuttle. We're going to name a card. Is it in the hand? Nope. All right, no experience token given to the Inspector Shuttle. Again, I'm a little hesitant why we have the Inspector Shuttle in there. There should have been maybe a better 2-drop we could play, even if it's outside a transport. Yeah, not exactly saying we need that card, but oh well. We'll do 2 damage from the Karis, deal 1 damage there. Then we're going to go for resupply here to allow us to ramp 1. Did they have a 3-drop? They do have the Banking Klein Shuttle, which again allows them to go for the 3-drop there. Again, not spending for the Rio Durgan play as they're going to just not pay out the resources there. Again, some people get nitpicky in PQ seasons and big regional and sector qualifier events because if you don't pay for resources. But here, we're pretty lenient on it. If you're going to pay resources, there's no point in paying if we're immediately going to restand. So anyways, we're going to go for the kind of shuttle to swing. We saw a Karis swing. We're going to immediately be able to ambush, pay normally for the lady here. We're not triggering Dragon Boss because we have to tap Boss. We're going to go for a Maul play onto the ground. Again, it adds any force unit to your hand here. So we've got to figure out what we want to do here on the Rio side. They still have the Inspector Shuttle. They have 4 resources standing. They could technically tap the Rio Durgan to go for that. Oh, no, they're just going to go for a heavy missile gunship as well. So we're going to pitch out the, we're just going to use Vos's effect to pitch the, just use the cost of Vos to pitch out the Maul here, but we're just going to fail to summon. Yeah, you can do this. You can do as much of the effect as possible. So technically you could just burn the Vos effect to pitch the cost of your card and then technically say, oh, I don't have anything I technically play. I just pitched for cost. So, yeah, unlike other card games where you can't, you'd have to do the entirety of the effect, i.e. like Yu-Gi-Oh!, where you have to do the entirety of the effect of the card. You can't just blank an effect on the card. So Dragon Boss does only need 1 more resource here to immediately flip and start playing off some more here. So we're going to kind of see 𝐿 is going to be able to flip here as well. Looks like we're going to go for a pay of a 6. We're going to go for the Anakin Skywalker. We're going to give that -3 here because we have the ability unit in the graveyard. Unfortunately, this platform only has 3 health points on it. So we gave it -3 with the Anakin Skywalker here. The 𝐿 does not look like it's in a great place here. They can flip Rio, by the way, so they could flip Rio onto the unit. We're going to go for the ion cannon yet again. We're going to then swing our bird lady and 5 damage. We're going to swing. We're going to immediately rest the Kara so that it can't attack here. And we're going to be able to do 2 damage to it. Oh, okay, so that's what the ion cannon's effect is. It deals 2 damage to the unit. Okay. I actually can't remember what that card does because, again, it's been a while. Anyways, Rio's going to flip here. We're going to put out another Banking Clan shuttle. Rio's going to go onto the Spectre shuttle. It's going to deal 4 damage. Actually, 5 damage because of the Karas MX effect, because of Rio's effect to be able to attach itself. Get that extra +1 here on the, as long as it's attached to a transport, which I believe that is a transport. All right, so things are very interesting right now on both sides of the board state. Rio has a well-built force arena and does have that ion cannon here as well it could play around with. So I have to kind of see what exactly the 𝐿 side wants to do here, because Vos is it does flip this turn. Unfortunately, again, the problem is when Rio is in the sky the entire time, there's really not much of a reason to like use Vos's effect to like ambush anything out, because what the heck are you going to ambush into? Imaginary people? So yeah, I think that is the one problem right now for Vos, is that it does not have anything to ambush into the ground. It's basically struggling to find any real way to do its ambush trigger and bring its body out because, well, there's nothing to it when everything is in the sky. So we're going to have to figure out what we want to do here because, again, we do have the swing of the Banking Clan shuttle that can then be able to rest the Karas and deal another 2 damage to it, or it could rest even the Anakin or the bird and deal the 2 damage to it as well. So I kind of have to figure out what we want to do here. We may be going for a power. No. Okay, it's definitely not power. Looks like we're going for OB on the Anakin Skywalker. So we'll be able to kill off the Banking Clan shuttle with the ion cannon. Then we'll deal the extra 1 damage onto 𝐿 ship here. So not bad. We did be able to stabilize a little bit of the board state here for what we want to do here. It looks like we may have a temptation to go for a smuggle. Again, plot trigger. Oh, we're going to smuggle our arm to the teeth. That can equip 2 vehicle units as well. So that is going to immediately go into the 𝐿. You can then pay 2 here. And we're also going to do Clandestine. I forget what the other name of that, but the Clandestine, where you can pay 2 and deal damage to your opponent's base here. Wow, that's a very big 𝐿 because I think it's also attached to a transport, so it means it also gets the extra +1 here as well. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And then we're going to be able to then give an experience token, of course, to the banking, or a shield or something to the Banking Clan. So anyways, we're going to swing, and then we'll be able to basically look at this game state. I'm not sure how exactly Vos is getting out of this because they are at death point right now. Now, we do know they have the Walker in hand. We do know they actually have the Walker, but the problem is that 𝐿 massive. Massively going to hit them in the face. We do see the Vader, but again, unfortunately, nothing's really going to help here. They're mainly just going to pitch out. There's nothing they can do about it. The 𝐿 is going to be able to win out the game here because, again, the one problem for the Vos leader was that they just couldn't deal with space. Space was, unfortunately, their weak point here. There was not much they could do with it. So yeah, wow, Rio Red gets to walk away with the win. That is pretty amazing that Rio Red got to walk away with the win. But again, it's not too impressive. I mean, it's literally a space deck. If your opponent doesn't have any way to deal with the space frontier, not much you can do about it. And again, with Rio's effect to buff up a transport unit and being able to swing, we had arm to the teeth. We had a lot of interesting things to go through there. Not mention the ion cannon was very impactful because it was able to rest something and deal 2 damage to Karas. So pretty cool. Okay. Congratulations to the Rio Red player, and tough luck on the Vos. But again, it's tough luck. They did have the Vader in hand, but unfortunately it doesn't really matter because Vader has technically had to run after to give a shield token to a unit and then ambush something. Our Rio player had to play something on the ground, and unfortunately there was nothing on the ground to play, because Rio was all playing in space. Well, that was interesting. That was fun. And I really liked it. I really did like it. It's unfortunate we didn't really get to see a lot out of the Vos. We didn't get to see, like, the Palpatine's return triggers or anything like that. We didn't get to see a lot of Vos using the ambush trigger and anything like that. But still, It was a good game. A good game by both sides of the board, just walking out with the full win by the Rio Red player. But I want your thoughts down in the comments, guys, on the gameplay, on the decks. What do you guys think these decks are going to do in the post-rotation meta once we get a lawless time? And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mom Dragons TCG.